All right, it is Sunday night. What's up, guys? Guy here, and halftime. This is happening at halftime of Lions Rams. It's a fantastic game. It's a good game, and I look forward to watching more of it. And I don't think anything can possibly happen in the second half of that game that'll change my opinion on either one of those two teams and where things fit in for the 49ers. We are, no matter when you're listening to this, unless it's way after the game, less than 24 hours from Niners and Jets on Monday Night Football, which is awesome. I cannot wait to watch that. Many of you who watch this may be headed to the game on Monday Night Football, which is great. If you are doing that, you got to check out Puesto. I'm brought to you by Puesto. You can scan the QR code on the screen right now to check out Puesto's menu. They have two locations at Levi's Stadium on the concourse. They've also got locations in the Bay Area, San Diego, Orange County, Indian Wells. If you're going to Padres games, unfortunately for me, until the World Series, Yankees stuff, baseball's kind of over now because the Giants are. But that applies to both Giants, by the way, New York Giants too. But I know Eric Adler from Puesto. The family, the first generation Mexican-American family that started Puesto in La Jolla over a decade ago. Big Niners fans. They got a Petco Park location too, is what I was trying to say. Anyway, pregame, postgame, Levi Stadium. They've got Concord and Santa Clara locations as well. If you want to get a bunch of excellent food or you want to go somewhere to watch a game, but get a bunch of food for your house for Monday night and watch the game, highly recommend. I'm a huge fan. It's fantastic. Margaritas, best in the West. They got fresh lime juice, and it's just right. The Bang Bang Margarita is only at Levi Stadium with the fresh strawberry and the fresh lime juice. My personal favorite is the quesabirria taco. They got the al pastor, but it's tacos, it's burritos, it's margaritas. If you're going to the stadium, you're like, oh, stadium food. No. This has to be the only stadium in America where they got a Mexican restaurant, Mexican artisan kitchen, making fresh tortillas. Who else in America is doing that? So you're going to the stadium, Puesto. You're going to watch the game Monday night, Puesto. You need something for Taco Tuesday. Tuesdays at Puesto, starting at 3:00 p.m. If you dine in, half off all tacos. Half off all tacos on Tuesday. So thank you to Puesto for the support. Thank you to you for going to Puesto, but then you're going to thank me, and you're going to love it. Puesto. All right. I've been watching football a lot this weekend. 48 hours of football, late into the night, doing the USC game on Saturday night. I mean, got home early on Sunday and just posted up and started watching NFL football. And a couple of overarching like Niners related takes. One would be the NFC. One would be nobody make any crazy conclusions after week one. I mean, that's number one, right? Nobody make any crazy conclusions after week one. That said, I'm watching Lions and Rams. Matthew Stafford throws the ball so much. Now, I'm particularly interested in this because I have Stafford less than 36 pass attempts. And right now at the half, he's got 23. So not looking great on PrizePicks for me. But, oh my God, for a guy that gets hurt, like, can we run the rock? I love McVay, but can we run the rock? I mean, 26 pass attempts, non-receiver. They have 7 rushing attempts by a running back in the first half of the game. Cooper Kupp has 1. Puka Nacua has 1. 7 rushing attempts from a running back, 26 pass attempts. You know, the whole like, well, I don't want to run my quarterback because I don't want him to get hurt. I like Matthew Stafford, and I'm very, very, very pro Sean McVay. But throwing 50 times a game also exposes your quarterback to injury. And this is a guy who's been hurt, who gets hurt, who got rolled up on in the first half of this game. I mean, oh my God. If you're going to throw, here's my thing. If you're going to throw 26 times, that's cool, I guess. To have 10 points, 17, 14, literally anything more than 3. This is a long season. and a long game and a long year and a long road. And my God, you got to protect this guy a little bit. It's Sean McVay. I'm a big Sean McVay guy, but I'm watching this thing. And again, it could be the prize picks. Maybe a skewed view. My view of the NFC right now after 1 week of football is kind of what it was. But I actually sneakily think, and you guys know, some would categorize me as a non-believer as of the Mike McCarthy Dallas Cowboys as a Super Bowl contender. I'm not in some exclusive club. A lot of people are in that club. But I do think Dallas, I do think Philly and Green Bay, I'll put them in this category because they were there last year. Teams that can beat you if you're not operating right. But if you operate right, Dallas is not going to the NFC, is not winning the NFC. If you operate right and you're playing Dallas. Philly, just like Dallas, the head coach. They got two coordinators, both of whom, one has been a head coach, would love to be again. Another one would love to be. Weird dynamics, but good, talented. I didn't think either team came out of Brazil looking amazing, right? And obviously Jordan Love came out hurt. Better coaching Green Bay. But unproven quarterback and now hurt quarterback. So those three teams are in the, if you just do your thing, they don't beat you. I mean, they can beat you in a game, but they're not winning the NFC. Detroit, on the other hand, you can play an excellent game and get beat by Detroit just because they're so talented. That said, ceiling on the quarterback and questionable, like unproven. I'm a Dan Campbell. I would want him running my organization fan, but Dan Campbell making the right decisions enough times to win a conference championship, TBD. And the Rams, I think at their best maybe are in that category, but not if they got to throw 38 times. I don't think so. So, and Chicago, not today. Caleb Williams, one day. This show is believes in Caleb Williams, but not today. Right. That team's not ready yet. The NFC, I mean, you watch AFC games, you watch the Raiders. Not that the Bengals look great, not that the Chargers look great. Like, why is it so hard with a championship level head coach, Justin Herbert? Why is it so hard to beat the Raiders? In fact, Raider guy took a moral victory today. Yeah, Raider guy took a moral victory. Raider guy did not feel like the heritage of the Raiders, us against the world, the winds at our face, and we still trudge on, muskets out or whatever, swords drawn. Did not feel like the tradition of the Raiders was held up by punting on 4th and 1 at the 43-yard line of the Chargers down by 6. Did you hear the boos when the Raiders punted? It's a home game. 7 minutes left in the game. And the camera cut to Antonio Pierce on the sideline, and it looked to me like somebody jumped on the headset and said, are we punting here? And then you can almost read, you can kind of read his lips. He said something to the effect of, like, you don't think I should punt? But it was too late. The punt team was out there. 4th and 1, Chargers 43, down by 6. 7 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game. I don't remember the exact, like, nobody has punted in that. Everybody in that situation for the last 8 years has gone for it. And that's not me talking, just making up a number. It's been years. Maybe it's 8, maybe it was 6, maybe it's 10. That's not 10. But it's been several years. I saw the stat, don't remember the exact detail. Several years since somebody punted in that situation. So that was bad. That was not, it's easy, and you see this a lot. It's easy to cut it loose and be the guy that, throws caution to the wind when you're the interim head coach. You get the job. What do? There's just no in 2024 where every team has a report going into the game. They've got a chart. They've got people dedicated throughout the course of the game to figuring out what we should do in every situation. It's just crazy. It's just crazy to be in that position. Man, Aaron Donald's look good when I saw him at the USC game on Saturday night. Not on the Rams anymore. Now, all of that said, weird open to the season for the 49ers, right? Things are far from perfect. First, we've got this.
That's the inside scoop. How's this first scoop that nobody knows? The day it actually got done, the 49ers were trading him to the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was already en route there. And then all of a sudden, Brendan Aiyuk happened to show up early to the facility that day. Went downstairs, trying to meet with Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan was trying to get in touch with the front office, but they couldn't take his call because they're trying to get the trade done to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Shanahan actually ran all the way upstairs, said, hold this. Let's put a hold on these trade talks right now. Pittsburgh will call you right back. They went down and talked to Aiyuk for about 2 hours. And they said, look, you have until the end of practice. We're either trading you to Pittsburgh today, or you could take the deal that's been on the table. It's up to you, but you have till the end of practice. He says, this is where I want to be. Brandon Aiyuk remains a 49er. All of a sudden, Brendan Aiyuk happened to show up early to the facility that day. Went downstairs, trying to meet with Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan was trying to get in touch with the front office, but they couldn't take his call because they're trying to get the trade done to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Shanahan actually ran all the way upstairs, said, hold this. Let's put a hold on these trade talks right now. Pittsburgh will call you right back. They went down and talked to Aiyuk for about 2 hours. And they said, look, you have until the end of practice. We're either trading you to Pittsburgh today, or you could take the deal that's been on the table. It's up to you, but you have till the end of practice.
All right. Can you imagine how unattractive that deal, allegedly, that they were going to take would have been if the Steelers were going to trade for him without having a deal in place? Were the Steelers going to trade for him without having a deal in place? I mean, that thing got so messy and so disorganized. And, now the season's begun. Brandon Aiyuk is re-signed. There's really no reason to relitigate this whole thing. I think, and we talked about this a lot, I thought it was pretty clear the whole time, especially as it drew out, that this was not some war room, tactical MacArthur operation that, chess, checkers thing that Aiyuk was running. Because the Niners did the thing where they presented him with the opportunities to get what he wanted. You want to go? Trade request? Great. Here we go. And he didn't want to go to the Browns. Didn't want to do it. Didn't want to go to the Patriots. At no point was this beneficial to the 49ers. So they were going to pull the trigger. They were so annoyed they were going to pull the trigger. I mean, they must have been. Yes, they were. But they were going to pull the trigger on sending them to the Steelers for what? What were the Steelers going to give you? And we've seen, like Breer has put it out there, whatever, non-first round picks, not a receiver, and no extension. Here's the thing I'll say about the Brandon Aiyuk situation. At any point, if he was quote unquote about to get traded, even if that trade agreement was on the 1 yard line, it's still a long way from getting done if Aiyuk has not agreed to a contract with the acquiring team. So, they could have an agreement in place with Pittsburgh contingent that Pittsburgh can reach in a contract extension agreement with Brandon Aiyuk. But does that mean he was about to get traded? That's where I'm a little skeptical on that. Okay. Now, that said, if he'd been traded to Pittsburgh, he'd have gone to play with Russell Wilson. No, Russell's got a calf. Justin Fields, calf injury. You know who else has a calf injury? Christian McCaffrey. And you know how much I'm loving that? None. It's alarming. I'm alarmed. This has been, a month? It's been a while. Happened at the end of last year. Kyle Shanahan was asked, is this related? He said, I don't know. Then when he mentioned it at the beginning of last week, or the middle of last week, it wasn't just a calf. It wasn't Achilles. The word Achilles got brought up. Terrifying. As one of my buddies who likes to run on the treadmill told me today, calf injury, calf strain, that's an old man injury. Now, Christian McCaffrey's no old man. Russell Wilson, by NFL standards, is oldish. The aerial shot today, Sunday, of Russ with the haircut looked a little thin. Well, I'm not a hater. Somebody just sent me a shave it or save it. I'll have to check in on that. But I'm alarmed, okay? So there's a lot of reasons to be optimistic about the 49ers season. It starts Monday night against the Jets. Trent Williams is back. Kyle Shanahan, how much is he going to play? Not sure. Never really dealt with this with a tackle before. Brandon Aiyuk, how much is he going to play? He'll play. He'll play a fair amount. Is Hufanga available? Well, if we needed him, but no, we're not going to play him. A lot of weird moving parts for the 49ers to start this year. I know it felt like the Ricky Pearsall's okay. Brandon Aiyuk got signed. Trent Williams got signed. Everything's cool now. The McCaffrey thing has me more, let me put it this way. I am more alarmed by Christian McCaffrey's calf/Achilles than anything in the Trent Williams situation. And I'm more alarmed by the McCaffrey situation than I was for all but except like 3 days of the Aiyuk situation. I'm worried about it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to be a downer here on opening weekend, but I'm concerned. I hope we look back on that and it was a whole lot of nothing. But at this moment in time, I'm a little bit concerned. Now, look, I'm going to do a show with shows. We'll do a post game Monday night, but there'll be do a pregame as well. I don't know if it'll be before the game, but something Monday morning ish for Niners Jets. And in that game, I will have some very specific PrizePicks lineups for that game. But I would love for you to prepare by downloading PrizePicks or going to prizepicks.com and using the code GUY. The code GUY, when you sign up with it, gives you $50 into your account instantly when you deposit $5 and make a lineup. So you deposit $5, you make a lineup, you don't need to win it, you immediately receive $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Right now for September, Caleb Williams passing yards, you're going to win that when you include it on any PrizePicks lineup in September. All you need is 1 yard. It's a 0.5. So just go above 1 yard. That's all you need every week in September. So 4 weeks of free wins. Don't miss this deal on PrizePicks. It's gone when September ends. But use the code GUY. I'd appreciate that very much. Right now, I'm going to give you a live look. You are looking live on this Sunday night at a lineup that I have for this game. I've been loving PrizePicks, for the record, as somebody who does not play other fantasy because it's too much effort, too much work. I don't want to do all that stuff. Making lineups all the time. Who's my opponent and blah, 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 blah. Who's in, who's out. I just go to PrizePicks. It takes me truly 65 seconds max. Okay. And it's great. Like right now I've got $10 lineup here. I now you can kind of choose, like if I hit 2 out of 3, do I want to take a lower payout? Whatever on some of the lineups. This is I decided to go for it all here. 10 to make 110. I've got here's what we need. Okay. For those of you, this will be a fun if you're watching live second half. Blake, I need a Blake Corum carry. I need him to go for over 9. I need a 10-yard carry from Blake Corum in the second half. This is making this game very interesting. Colby Parkinson, I had him more than 2.5 receptions. We hit that already. Rams tight end, good. Matthew Stafford, I knew this one would give me some sweats. And it's when he had 12 pass attempts in the first 17 seconds of the game, I knew I was in trouble. 36 pass attempts, I took less than. He's got 23 as we sit here now. And I am hunting a Jared Goff interception. All right? I'm hunting a Jared Goff interception. By the way, one other one. This is my season-long. Some of y'all know about this. I have a season-long Brock Purdy, more than 38, 99 yards, whatever, combined with Jack Fox, the punter for the Lions, over half a passing yard. So Nakua just got carted off. So I'm very interested in watching Jack Fox. Anytime the Lions punt, your boy's dialed in. Okay. So just go do that. Appreciate that very much. PrizePicks code GUY. That is a great way to support the show and have some fun, play along, use my lineups, fade my lineups. Send me your lineups. Let me see them. It's just a good time. It's really fun. And again, like I started doing PrizePicks, and I just do it on the regular now, whether it's for the show or not. PrizePicks code guy. I got there's more NFL stuff, but I wanted to keep this tight today because we got more coming up on Monday. I do want to tell you this: USC is back. Some of you may know this. I saw some of the comments. Those of you who watched it or sent me messages. A lot of you sent me messages on X or Instagram DMs or whatever. And I'm sorry I haven't got back to everybody, but the USC looks sweet. I said this 10 times. Dantlin was I thought should have been an option for the 49ers as their defensive coordinator. They hired Nick Sorensen. Great. I'm good with that hire too. But on Friday, as part of doing the broadcast for the Big Ten Network, Yogi Roth, Brett Lewis, my broadcast partners, and me, we go to USC. We sit down with Lincoln Riley for 30 minutes. We sit down with Dan Lynn for 30 minutes. Dan Lynn is, I love sitting down with Lincoln. He's great. Dan Lynn's also great. I mean, it's going to be a head coach. Here's a little tip for you, because a lot of people say his name, DeAnton. And technically, you're actually right. His name is Anthony. Anthony Lynn, his dad, former 49ers running backs coach, former head coach of the Chargers. They named him Anthony II. His dad was a player at Texas Tech. He was in college. All Anthony Lynn's teammates started calling young Anthony Bubba. Mom didn't like that. She needed a nickname. So they came up with DeAnton, which means of Anthony, the Italian. But they're from Texas. They're Texans. They're like, we're not calling him DeAnton. We're just calling him Dan. So that's where that name came from. Anyway, they play Michigan in 2 weeks. All right. Charlie says, I don't know, man. I don't want to underestimate the Rams. I agree. I'm with you on that. I don't want to underestimate the Rams either, because I think Stafford and McVay can beat you anytime, any place, parking lot. I'm just saying, I love watching Stafford throw. Throwing Stafford 40 times a game is kind of like having a quarterback that you run sometimes and you risk injury with. It's just a lot of dropbacks. It's a lot of pressures. It's a lot of hits. It's just more and more and more. Lions defense took a step this year, it looks like, says Ryan. I think they're good. They're on the short list. To me, they may be the only one that if the Niners play their best game, the Lions still might be able to beat you. What I keep going back to, though, is Goff really going to do that? Rookie quarterbacks. It ain't the preseason no more. Caleb was 45%. I mean, he's not a rookie, but Anthony Richardson was like 11 of, I don't even know, his percentage was awful. So Cousins, yeah, I mean, all the drama about they drafted a quarterback. Here's what was smart about it. They got this guy coming off they got an old quarterback coming off a major injury. So maybe in the end it'll look. Here's what you hope for if you're Atlanta. That the crazy thing you did, because you definitely did something crazy, but that the crazy thing was the signing of Cousins, not the drafting of Penix. That you look back and you go, oh, signing Cousins was like what the Niners did when they drafted Trey Lance. And then they kind of got lucky that something else fell their way. They got Purdy. We got Michael Penix. I think that's the best they could hope. All right. That's it. Got to roll. You guys got a Sunday night game to watch if you're watching this live. If you're not watching it live, great. There'll be more on Monday. Appreciate y'all very much. And I'll talk to you soon.